Oh, Bottoms, what a delight. Fan favorite, Robin Tran on the podcast today. God, I love her so much. She's one of my favorite comedians, and she's so funny. And Irene Tu co-hosting. So great little combo. This is just a great episode for the bit and riff heads out there. If you're a riff head, this is the episode for you. Some of the funniest riffs I think we've had in a while. This is one of those pee yourself, crash your car episodes. So I hope you love it. I'm going on tour. I am going to Louisville, Kentucky, Austin, Texas, Des Moines, Iowa, Spokane, Washington, Appleton, Wisconsin. And then, as always, a donation to the Patreon keeps this pod alive, okay? However bad you feel for public radio, feel worse for us because we're gay public radio. Do you know how fucking poor you have to be both gay and public radio? Give us $1, please. We're tired. Listener, this episode is brought to you by Smalls, the best cat food in the game. I know this because I feed my cats Smalls. And oh my God, are they feeling better than ever? Their fur is shinier, their breath is better, they're puking less. They absolutely love Smalls, and I do too. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/gay and use promo code GAY at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code GAY for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code GAY for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Bottom, you know where I'm resting my bottom? On a Helix mattress. I absolutely love my Helix mattress. I've been sleeping on it for years. And don't just take my word for it. Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. And it's even recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep. Right now, Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/gaysex and use code HelixPartner20. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
You're doing great. You've given me an opportunity to help you feel better, but I've always wanted to just have an excuse to say this stuff publicly. I'm so bad at making money. First of all, I'm bad at the optics. I will straight out go on Instagram and be like, I have no money. I've never been happier with my comedy, my stand-up. This is the best I've ever been by far. Until 3 days ago, I had $236 in my bank account. So wherever you think that you are, where you're I don't know if I'm far enough or whatever, just remember that Robin Tran had 200.
Okay, we're here. We're doing it.
We're queer?
No.
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah,
no, God, no.
Oh,
and
no.
I would, even if I did, I wouldn't do it in front of you guys. But anyway, we're not in the apartment, but we are having gay sex. And we're having gay sex with Robin Tran.
Hello.
One of my favorite comedians.
You're one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your special.
Ah.
No? You don't like it?
Like a year ago, you mean?
Yeah. I haven't. I was on last year when you were promoting it, but I haven't had a chance to tell
thanks.
you that.
That's nice.
Yeah, great
No,
job.
I am. I'm really proud of it, actually.
Yeah, it was
it's
good. That's really good.
Yeah, you're killing.
Oh, thank you.
Showtime at the Apollo type killing, but with gay people.
They were, which you didn't think was possible, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was possible.
Now my crowds are a little bit different since the whole thing happened, and so it's a lot easier to say what I actually want to say. But yeah, I feel exactly the same way. And you've been getting this. You posted that great thing that I reposted.
Oh yeah, where I was complaining.
Well, anyway, thanks for being here. We have Robin Tran, who just did this massive thing with Hannah. I messaged you, being why the fuck didn't they pick you for that thing?
I know. I was surprised that I wasn't picked for that, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people online were just trashing the thing, and I kind of was.
I haven't watched. If I'm being totally honest, I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it.
I'm actually afraid to watch it. Because anytime they do a big gay thing or a big trans thing, I'm like, is this going to be good enough to be representative of our people? Yeah. And it never is. It never
That's what I'm saying.
is.
The expectations are so high when you're like, this is the thing.
Yeah,
why can't we just all
maybe just give
stuff?
a couple people a special?
Yeah.
Instead of cramming 45 gay comedians into one thing with 5 minutes each. That's so insane. That's such an insane thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that you're here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, those views were all at Netflix. If you're listening, I love you. And I'm still trying to get a special with these fucking people.
And then Irene Tu is co-hosting. Usually I come up with like a little jingle for my co-host.
Okay.
Like I have a hall monitor to keep me from getting canceled. And I'll, like come up with a little kind of pun or something about school, or we had my cancel coach, my referee.
Okay.
But you're not going to keep me from getting canceled. You're going to actually assist in me
No,
getting canceled.
I want us to get canceled more.
Yeah. So really here to bring me down, to kind of double down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is that?
I don't know.
That's just like a
make
negging
sure
coach?
make sure I get in trouble.
Okay.
I think if I say anything on the line, push me over the line.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
Let's do that on the episode today.
Perfect.
Yeah, I have been canceled on Twitter several times
For what?
for jokes. A lot of different jokes. It happened like a couple weeks ago. It happened a few months
When
ago.
you say canceled,
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, but I
canceled
mean
on
like
Twitter?
because it canceled. I think for me, I'm like being canceled basically just means people got mad at you on Twitter or on TikTok
for
or
me,
whatever.
it means
You know?
like, I think it has to cross like a threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people have been mean to me a number of times, but I didn't care until I was doxxed. When I
Yeah.
got doxxed, I was like, this is a lot.
Well, I think being
Yeah.
doxxed is like a different. But I feel like what people mean when they say they got canceled, quote unquote, what a lot of comedians mean is that they kind of went viral for a joke and people said this joke is awful, you're a bad person. That's happened
but
to
that
me.
happens
I don't
to me
think that's
all
cancel.
the
I
time.
don't-
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel like I'm not making myself. I'm not saying that like I'm saying it's not that bad. It's like it's happened to me a bunch of times. But I feel like my complaint is that a lot of the famous comedians who say they've got canceled, that's what happened to them.
Right,
And then
okay.
and then they get to make
Yes.
a whole special out
Yes,
of it.
yes.
And
I
think-
agree with that.
I think my bitterness is that it's happened to me multiple times. I'm not even that famous, but like an old masturbation joke of mine will kind of go viral, and then it will be just like hundreds, thousands of turfs or whatever. You're a
Yeah.
pervert
Yeah.
sex thing, and I'm like, oh man, if I had no integrity, I would make this whole like no creativity, I would make this my whole fucking thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like that's happened to me a bunch of times, and I feel like I don't get enough credit for like the way I handle it, and I wish that like I did. I have this whole like I deserve a pat on the back for how I don't victimize myself,
Yeah.
and I don't know why I'm complaining. Now I'm victimizing myself because I get to like because I never get
Now
to
you're
these,
never gonna get that pat on the back.
I never get these podcast appearances. I only do your podcast.
No,
because-
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
the way that, and I agree with you, the way like Chappelle and Ricky Gervais talk about them saying you can't say anything anymore is the most insane thing, because this is just the way the internet works.
Yes, the internet's been around
this
for.
is the system we
It's
live
been
in.
around for 27 years. The internet.
Yeah.
Since like 97 or
Yeah.
whatever, right? It's like I don't know how you haven't figured out how to deal with the internet yet. First of all, you never defend yourself. I think that's the number one rule. If people are attacking you, the second you go,
Okay, but don't you get more engagement?
I know, but it's like
I think it depends on who's
feel-
canceling you, what your
I
goals
feel,
are.
I feel like I want to get engagement for being funny, because when I get
Right.
engagement for defending myself, then I start getting mad, and now it's not funny anymore. Now I'm just becoming the people that I hate, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, but this masturbation joke is like not really about like, you know how comedy works. Like, once I become that, then I'm just like as unfunny as they are.
The joke is that you masturbate to pictures of your friends, right? That's like the bit.
Yes.
That's so funny.
But the joke is that I masturbate.
Yeah, for the listeners who are like, what's this masturbation?
The
joke?
joke is that I pop into a bathroom, I unlock the door,
No,
they don't know that I'm gonna be in there, and then I masturbate in front of them, and it's hilarious.
The joke is
that I lie in wait in someone's closet until they get home, and then I pop out and I masturbate in front of them.
those are funny. Can I use that actually?
Yeah, absolutely.
The joke is it's like I alphabetize photos of my friends. It's called the GUI decimal system. It's fucking stupid.
yeah.
And then the ending of the joke is, this is the part that gets people riled up, is I go, oh, I don't tell them, don't judge me. I get off from not telling them. That's my favorite part, is that I jack off to the thought of them not knowing that I jack off to them.
That's
I'm just
funny.
like, oh yeah, you trust me, don't you? Yeah. And it's like I get off on their but it's like, to me, the joke is that I'm getting telling them is bad, it's creepy, so I'm getting off on not telling them. It's like a self-deprecating joke.
Yes, yes.
But then imagine if I wrote that out on Twitter, if I defended myself, and there was like a record
Well, the
of
thing
it,
is, you're
I would sound
explaining-
fucking insane.
Here's the insane thing: if that upset you, maybe one of your friends is masturbating to a picture of you and never tells you. Guess what? It's not a crime. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. That might make you uncomfortable that your friend is into you, but they might not even be into you.
Yeah.
They might just like this photo of you.
Yeah,
Don't
I
flatter
really- I
yourself.
really
The
like
Lighting is so good in this photo.
Your personality might be shit, but they look at the photo and they think, if this person never opened their fucking mouth, I'd be able to come to them.
It's also like a joke that I did when I was it was 2012. It was one of the first jokes I did, and then I had a special to shoot in 2017, and I didn't have an hour. So I'm like, I'll just bring back some of these old jokes. They will never get me in hot water.
Yeah.
But it's like the one that I always get. But
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why are you being policed for a thought that you had, for a private action that you took that has no impact on anybody? And it's a joke about it. We don't even really know if you did that. We have no idea.
But here's the
How do
bigger-
I make this more cancelable?
No,
Here's-
just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll.
But here I'll kind of change.
Here, Robin, I'll take photos of myself and send them to you.
No, please don't do that.
Robin's like, actually, this is not what I wanted.
Well, who do you need a photo of? I won't
no,
tell them
no,
what
no,
they're
I
for,
don't.
and I'll take photos of them, and then I'll send them to you.
I'll slightly.
Wait, do you want this picture of my girlfriend or Lucas
No,
Zelnick?
I'm
It's
not
only-
participating in
No,
that.
it's only fun if you don't know I'm doing it.
No, I know you're doing it, but they don't know you're doing it.
Oh, that's true.
Although
We're
we
gonna
did say
know
it on the
after
air.
this.
on the podcast.
But
when they're
here-
like, what?
But here's I'm sorry if I'm monologuing too much.
No,
but-
you're not.
But here's the real problem. The real problem is that I have an addiction to Twitter. And I
Oh,
think
sure.
that and I think it's because do you know that I quit smoking weed about 2 months ago?
Yeah, you told
It's
me.
the weed to Twitter pipeline.
Yes, no, I'm not even kidding.
I mean, this is common with addiction. You fill
Because
it with another void.
And so when I quit smoking, I was smoking weed almost every day for 10 years, all day, every day. It became a problem.
Yeah.
And so when I quit smoking weed, all of a sudden I had all this ambition I've never had before in my life. That's why I reached out
I
to
was
you to
actually
do
quite
your,
happy
That's
to hear
great.
from you and hear what you said.
Yeah, because I wanted to be out in the world again. I was actually hanging out, I was hanging out with friends again, which I haven't done in years. And then I didn't had this void, so I re-downloaded Twitter. I had not been on Twitter for a while.
I'm thinking about deleting mine. I haven't
and
posted
it's
in.
and I'm
No,
like,
Twitter's dead.
I think
it's gone, right?
I'm obsessed with my own anger, and I think that's I was actually thinking on the Uber right here. I'm like, I might need to go back to a therapist to get off Twitter. It's I'm as addicted to it as I am with weed, and then that's my problem is that I didn't mean to talk about this being on the show. I had so many other things to talk
I
about.
have a lot of anger too, about this industry. I think we all do. It's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard if you're not a straight white guy, I think.
Yeah. And it's crazy that people.
But you
think
can't
that
really
it's
say
easier
that
for
because
us.
you can't really complain about that because then people are like, this ungrateful whatever.
Totally.
you
I mean,
know?
I get that too. Aren't you grateful for what you have, and it's yeah, but I work twice as hard for 1/4 of the success. You know what I mean? It's
and 3 times as many complaints.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm pissed. But
I think it must be hard for other people that aren't a genius like me, I actually have this really I'm very arrogant when it comes I think I work less hard than any headliner that has ever existed. Mm-hmm. And I don't think
I
and
can
it's
see
not
that.
it's not on purpose. It's not on purpose. I was actually because every year I go on your show and you get more and more famous, and I'm really proud of you. And
we might be less famous now than last time.
really, I don't
don't
so.
think that's true.
No, I think that you've been blowing up. I've been seeing your tour dates, and then
you.
I kind of get these
You guys don't have the background. You don't know what's going on.
really what's
Optics.
The,
I'll send you.
optics?
I'll send you some pictures.
Oh, really?
No.
Or is it the pictures like this?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send you.
Okay,
some.
yeah.
But
it was
no.
a bit that didn't land. It didn't totally make sense.
But no,
but I appreciate that you guys.
You were
yes
saying
anded me.
the pictures of empty
Yeah,
seats.
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
getting
yeah,
at.
yeah.
No, it
No, I
worked.
got it. I was trying to.
Oh, I'm actually
deflect.
going to jack off to the empty seats in here. I'm yes, she's on his face. No, but I'm sorry. I feel like I have.
I appreciate what you're saying.
You're the
and
only.
I'm being ungrateful.
I feel like I'm monologuing too much because I'm serious that you're the only podcast that I do regularly, And I said earlier to you before we went on the air that I associate you with the greatest period of my life, which is those 4 months we were all at home. So I like to just check in on
4 months. We were all at 4
golden times that we were all at home doing nothing.
But so, every year I see you get, but then I saw the Tom Brady roast, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was bummed out I wasn't part of it. And I thought, but you don't even want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Like you don't even like working.
Yeah.
So you're just bummed out that you're not at a place that you don't even want to be. And I think it's because sometimes I get sad that I'm not like a different person altogether. So my friends known me since I was.
Isn't that the definition of being trans?
I know, and this is like not even gender.
Bummed out that I'm not a different person altogether.
The thing is, I've gone
I'm
post-gender.
like, yeah, dude. I'm getting that from you for sure.
This is post-gender, actually. I'll see.
You nailed it, and I hope you get canceled for it.
Very, very funny.
Thank you.
No, but I'll see like
I'm trans in the sense that I'm bummed out that I'm not more successful. I'm trans in the sense that I'm not Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Not in the gender way, but everything else about him.
When I stopped smoking weed and everything, and I had this kind of 2 weeks where I was like, I reached out to you, I reached out to bookers, I hung out with friends, and I was like, I guess I'm not an introvert. I guess I was just a pothead, And I went to this thing where I'm like, I'm a different person, and then I burnt the fuck out because I'm bipolar.
Yeah.
And I burn out because of the energy thing. But I remember my friend who's known me since we were 15 was like, I like to catch you in the 2 weeks that you pop your head out of hibernation and go back in. But I really do have I think I get sad because I do try to work very hard, but I get very tired. I burn out. I have to go to a
that's where I'm at
psychiatrist and a
right now. I'm
therapist.
exhausted.
Yeah, but you are exhausted because you did a lot. I've done 2 things this week. I did 1 show and I did something for and this is the 3rd thing I'm doing, and then I canceled Sunday. Yeah, it was like a thing for I don't think I was supposed to say that, but it's I think I signed an NDA or something.
You can bleep that.
But it's not.
We'll bleep it.
It's not something that is gonna come. It might not come out. But it was only like an hour of work. But
Yeah.
I was fucking tired. And then this is the last thing I have to do until next month. This is it. And then I'm gonna have to take a 2-week rest. So I look at I used to be more friends with like Otsko and Nikki Glazer and all these people, and every year I see them more and more, and I go, oh man, if I wasn't bipolar or this or that, I would be able to be further along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just like you comparing yourself to other
That's
people
exactly what I mean,
and
yes.
capitalism
Yes.
and the
Because
internet and seeing what other people if you weren't even aware what other people were doing, you wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah, and I also recognize that my career makes other people feel that way because
Yeah,
they think I'm doing
100%.
so well.
Yeah.
But this is just but I think that you're right. When I don't compare myself to others, I'm actually pretty arrogant. Or
Me too.
I'm so lucky that I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just have to remember that. I feel like I have privileges that don't count as privileges. It's so gross. I just go, "You're so lucky you have charisma privilege." I say this all the time. It's
Riz.
it's so disgusting.
No, I mean, it's true, honestly. Can you imagine being stupid? Bro. Well, do you guys mind if I get into my gay section from this week?
Please. I think that's what people are here for.
Yeah, I'm living vicariously through you.
Yeah, what's going on? Are you still...
I'm a nun. I've been telling people that, and I'm glad you laughed because sometimes people are worried for me.
Oh, really?
Or they're just like...
The thing about you,
Okay.
Irene, is you're so hot, dude.
That's very nice.
I mean, I would never. That's disgusting. Gay?
yeah, that's so gay.
That's really gay, dude. But you could really pull. Irene can fucking... I don't know if you know this,
that's
Robin,
true.
but Irene can pull.
Oh, I don't look at my friends that way. I'm sorry, those are jokes.
I'm glad you said on record that we're friends.
Well, the record of being friends with Robin Tran is just a smear of cum. It's just...
Oh no.
It's dried up cum on a keyboard.
Oh no. Let's go back to Irene being able to pull. I need to divert from...
Bro, I'm so unhinged on the podcast now. Since everything happened. Oh yeah, I'm way more.
Listener, are you listening to our Patreon exclusive You're Having Gay Sex? Well, here's a sneak peek of what you missed last week.
I kissed a man recently. Oh, I kissed Chris Higgins.
What?
Big Chris, the guy who opens for me sometimes. Because we were doing...
You made a sexual advance on your opener.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly unsexual.
That's not surprising. It's not surprising to me that you and Chris Higgins did not have massive sexual chemistry. He's like the most like man.
He's huge. He's like 6'5".
Yeah.
He's like so tall. He's like 6'5". Crazy Irene turned you down though. Brutal.
There are 4 bonus episodes a month of this series, You're Having Gay Sex, on our Patreon at the $10 tier and then 2 at the $5 tier. Patreon.com/WHGS. Listener, no matter what you're going through, everything's better after a good night of sleep. So make sure you're getting that on a Helix mattress. I have a lot going on, okay? I'm stressed out. And getting a good night of sleep is so important for your health, not just your physical health, but your mental health. And that's why I sleep on a Helix mattress. I absolutely love my Helix. It's the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life. And the Helix lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including the award-winning Luxe Collection, the newly released Helix Elite Collection, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. And if that feels overwhelming, don't worry. Helix has a quiz to find the perfect mattress for you in under 2 minutes. That's how I found mine. And I know it's a big decision, so don't stress out. They offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/gaysex and use code HelixPartner20. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
I had a hookup last week that I'm going to talk about a little bit.
No, please do.
I don't usually give like a lot of details, but I do feel detail like about the person. But I do feel details are kind of necessary for this one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, because she's Brazilian, which I feel is the hottest nation.
Okay.
Do you guys have another nation you think is as hot as Brazil?
I think Brazil's pretty hot.
I guess Brazil's
Yeah.
pretty hot.
Yeah. Brazil's pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Thought there might be some discussion around it, but
No, I was trying to think, and I was like, no, I think
I kind of have like facial blindness, so I kind of just like.
Really?
I see everyone as just
As
different
Brazilian?
No, as different color. I see. You know how some people say that.
I'm colorblind in the sense that
I'm
everyone
sorry,
is from Brazil.
I did not mean to put make it awkward like that, but some people are like, oh, I don't see color, but I'm the opposite, where I only just see colors. Like every race is just a shape of different colors.
Right.
So I don't know what is the hottest nation.
Well, Brazil, I think, is so hot because of the diversity.
Oh, really?
They have
Okay.
so many
They
different
do.
things
Whatever-
going on.
whatever country-
ethnically, because the Nazis went over there.
Wow.
and slavery.
Yeah. They've
That's what makes it the
actually
hottest
a
nation.
history of just
I was like,
atrocity.
yeah, I was just gonna say these are all bad things.
Maybe that's people think Americans are hot, and maybe that's why Americans are hot too, because
Yeah.
it's a real melting pot of atrocity.
I think the hottest nation is just whatever group of people were nicest to me last. Because anyone who gave me a compliment, the last person that looked at me twice.
Although opposite of that, when I went to Denmark, the women were beautiful there, and that is
okay.
so homogeneous. I mean, there is just
Yeah.
That's
one
like
type
just
of human
Aryan.
being there. Yeah.
I feel really bad because I know you wanted some more riffs about nations and stuff. Like I really
No, if you don't have a nation riff, no one needs to have a nation
Even
riff.
when I do roast battle, I never do you look like jokes because I just don't really. I can't see visually like people do. I like to look inside their souls and what will really.
Can you go
hurt
jerk
their
off to a
that's so
picture of a
gay.
friend? This is disgusting.
But Brazilians are the hottest. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a thing. I just think, beautiful country, very beautiful people.
Yes.
But it wasn't actually the way that she looked. She was not my type, really. I go for, do you guys know what I mean when I say this? I like a Manhattan bisexual, not a Brooklyn bisexual.
I wish I knew.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what that is.
Okay, yeah, Irene knows.
a Manhattan bisexual is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
No tattoos, Very clean cut, kind of. A Brooklyn bisexual is more of a mullet and tiny tattoos.
Yeah, and like
Gotcha.
hipstery.
Yeah. I mean,
Barista.
I've hooked up with girls like that, obviously, but it's just not really my bread and butter,
Yeah.
But I met this person, and she was telling me about what she did. This I'm going to refrain from because it's
Wait, so she is like a Brooklyn bisexual?
she is like a, screensaver.
Oh.
I'm so glad. No, leave it. I love it. Alex, zoom in in the edit. Please zoom in on the screensaver.
Wait, she's a Brazilian, like a Brooklyn bisexual, though?
She's actually from another country. I'm not going to say where.
Okay,
But
but
she
like-
no longer lives in Brazil, but she was born and raised in Brazil.
Okay, got it. But she's got tattoos?
Yeah, she probably I don't actually remember if she has tattoos. She's got a mullet. I'll say that.
Okay. I was trying to get the visual.
She's got a mullet.
Okay, got it.
Funky glasses, funky earrings.
funky.
Funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funky Brazilian.
Funky Brazilian. And at first I'm talking to her and I can tell she's really smart. And then I find out what she does. She's like a fucking diplomat.
Oh my God.
She's like
dang.
doing international relations. She speaks all these different languages. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't love the mullet.
Okay.
But, you speaking all these other languages,
That's hot.
that's hot.
Yeah.
And that erases mullet for me. That grows the front of her hair an
Yes.
inch for every language that she speaks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. We
absolutely.
all have our things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the girl I saw you dating is kind of halfway between the two, the Manhattan bisexual and the Brooklyn bisexual.
Well, she's bisexual. I'll give you that. I don't. We don't need to discuss that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
No,
We
it's
hate-
fine.
We hate her.
I mean, dead to me. Let's put it that way.
Whoa. You want to get a photo of her and give her to Rob?
No.
Robin?
I mean, it's not even. It's
sorry,
just.
it's just
no,
done.
I'm just like people will say like this is like an Aries thing, but as soon as I'm like, oh, I'm done with this person, it's like, yeah,
Are you
I'm
an
done.
Aries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For me, it's like if someone's dead to me, in my mind, they're fully dead to me now.
I'm so bad at that.
Like if someone like crosses a line with me, like I'm like very.
I move the goalpost.
I'm like, oh no, I like if I'm like this is the line, and I'm like, I'm very loyal to my like friends and stuff, but there's like a line, and if someone does something that I really cannot stand or like fucking hate or like do not respect, as soon as you cross that, I'm like, that's it.
I love that.
We're
Yeah, I
done.
really like
We're
that
done.
quality. I forgive people over and over again and allow them to wrong me. I
can't.
too.
But I mean, the
a
line
little
is
bitch.
like far. It's
Yeah,
not
the
like
line is far.
oh, someone was late 10 minutes, you're dead. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
like
yeah.
unreasonable.
I feel I'm the same way. I'm very lenient for small things and then I have a hard
Yeah.
line. Maybe it might be an Asian thing because I'm the same way, and
Okay,
I
maybe
feel like
it's an
there's a
Asian
lack of that in comedy, at least.
Yeah.
Like we should have hard lines. Like this is not okay. Like it's not okay.
Yeah.
It should be a hard line.
That's
Exactly.
too hard a line for comedy. No one's gonna get behind that one. I actually don't even know what a guy could do. I really don't know what a guy could
keep
do
going,
to
keep
get stuck.
So you're into someone who can speak a lot of languages?
Yeah, like intelligence,
But not mullets.
I'm
but not mullets.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
for me, I think this is like this is a best explanation because people always make assumptions about my sexuality on the latest episode. If the latest episode I hook up with a ballerina, they're like, "Oh, you're really into dancers." If I hook up with a MILF, they're like, "Oh, you like older women." So I know when I say I'm not as super into mullets, I'm gonna get shit for mullet hate
yeah,
speech.
well, I'm gonna say I'm into the opposite of speaking a lot of languages. I mean, the less they talk. am I right, ladies?
A silent queen. Don't go off at all, queen. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, queen. But yeah, that's sort of like that. I think is the definition of my sexuality. If you,
what is?
like I will reverse everything I believe if you like show me how smart you are.
Oh, okay.
No matter what I'm.
So you're
into.
really into like intellect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
into intellect, like if they're funny, if they're bantering, and she really like won me over. You know?
Oh, you're a sapiosexual.
I know, isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, I can't.
Isn't that so
Whenever
fucked up?
people use like if you use a label like that, I'm just like, just don't. Just,
No,
I hate it.
I don't use the label.
I hate like when you
Well,
get that specific, I'm like, I don't want to
Right,
do that.
because at a certain point, don't you just have a personality? Aren't you just
Yes.
a person with preferences and
Yeah.
things that you
Well,
like?
not to get like this, but actually, that's actually ableist. If you're like into sapiosexuals, I actually like. I was
Yo,
like,
dude,
I was
that's
told,
really funny.
I was told to like stop using the word stupid or dumb because those are ableist words, and I fucking tried for like 2 weeks. I was sick of saying that's bonkers. I was just sick of saying it. So I'm like, look, I'm not using other words. I'm using those two.
You're using
Get out of
old
my
timey
nose.
words from like the
Oh my God,
1920s.
And I didn't know what crazy is bad.
Oh,
you
you
know?
dingbat! I'm not
that's
dating her.
That's
She's a
offensive
dingbat.
to dingbats.
What is a dingbat?
I don't know,
don't
but
know.
it's probably probably an animal that went extinct.
Yeah, because
ding-
people were mean to it
Yeah.
Ding,
for
dingbat.
being such a dingbat.
Dingbat is actually a Vietnamese name. If you guys dingbat. I'm sorry. I was doing a joke about the Vietnam War, and I said I was like this clip is online. I said too soon, and I just went, isn't too soon the name of a Vietnamese soldier? I don't know why it's weird names.
yeah, that's
really
what-
gets to me.
That's so funny. That's sort of like my version of like, oh, that's my favorite lesbian punk band.
Yes, yeah,
But,
yeah.
but
yeah.
Vietnamese name, you can
It would do
any
anything.
two syllable,
Any
two syllables.
any sing-songy, right?
You can get away with it. I
Yeah.
can't. That's not my bit to do.
Yeah,
To do.
yeah. Oh, God. To do is that is actually a Vietnamese, like that's a real Vietnamese name.
Well, you know, people
To do.
actually think of Vietnamese sometimes because my last name too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
What are you?
I'm Chinese.
Are you Chinese?
Can you
Yeah, okay.
imagine? Hey, what are you?
Yeah, of course, Robin asked me
I
that.
think I'm different from a lot of people.
No, I actually like don't really understand why when you're getting to know a friend, you can't like be like, oh, what's your?
Yeah,
It's
no,
so important to their experience as a minority in
I'm the-
America.
you know,
It's like,
I'm
I mean, I
actually-
think that's because it's like, oh, that's your friend. But if it's like a stranger coming
Oh,
up to
absolutely.
you, you know, it's like that's not because they want to be friends with me.
yeah, the context is,
Yeah.
hey, what are you?
And it's like that's not friendship.
But you know what happened to me the other day? I was at dinner with a bunch of my friends, two friends, one of whom is gay, the other straight, and my straight friend brought this girl. And I said, like, about halfway through the conversation, we were talking about gay shit, and I went, are you queer? Like, across the table. And it really took her aback for a second. And she was like, no. And I was like, why are you scared? And she was like, well, I didn't want to be offensive. And I was like, it's not offensive to suck dick, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. But yeah, people get very like,
Yeah.
they don't know where the lines are.
I think it's offensive not to be queer.
I mean, that's true.
I think it's like I'm telling you, I forget straight people exist.
I
like-
mean, but you're in your
I'm a little, like,
house. You're not
cocoon.
leaving.
Yeah, me with my fiance. Yeah.
So you have, because I feel like I have a lot of straight friends.
I have a lot of straight.
Yes,
The great Lucas
yeah.
Zelnick.
No, I don't know. I just don't really. I feel like I'm so gay. It's like not even. There's not even like a word to describe how gay it is. That I'm like. I actually found this out pretty recently. That you know that heterosexuality used to be a term that was known as like almost like a slur. Like when it first came out, it was like a disgusting attraction to the opposite sex. It wasn't until like 20 years later when it was seen as the default.
Wait, what?
I'm so
Like because they were like sex is bad.
Like
yeah,
the word
kinda like that.
straight or
No,
Like-
no, the word heterosexual.
I feel
well, isn't that a scientific term?
well. It originally started as like I think maybe just sex is bad.
I think it was
Irene might
just
be
like a
right.
Victorian like you view sex as like
Yeah.
not like if you're really into like having sex or into other
Yeah.
people, it's like that was bad.
But I
so I
feel-
think that's
Got
what-
it.
I
that's
really
why it
do
was
feel
a
like
slur.
I feel like I mean this is going to sound insane to most. I think that everyone is kind of gay, and I feel like straight is. I feel like you know how people just look at it like straight is the default and everything else is kind of queer. You know, it's not straight. I kind of look at it like the opposite.
Everything's gay.
Where I feel like everything is kind of gay, and I feel like being completely straight or completely gay or like that's actually more uncommon. But you know, like if you
Yeah,
like,
I
if-
think
if
that's
you-
probably true, but
Yeah,
I
yeah, sure.
am totally gay.
Yeah, I think that we all have like
Everyone is a little bit of the other thing, except for me. I am totally gay.
I think that
Yeah.
everyone has a pull.
I feel like you're that way too.
Yeah, I hate. Well, I agree with you, and I would never be straight. But I do feel like no one's 100% anything.
Yeah.
But I also
Except for
would
me.
never.
Yeah. I feel like I'm
You know what I
very
mean?
I'm very just into like I'm not into guys at all really.
Feminine energy.
Unless it's like a dude that like kind of wears makeup sometimes or something. Like I'm very into like that stuff. I had a joke once about how like I'm so gay that sometimes I just jack off to how I'm gay. Like just the idea that I'm gay is so hot to me. Like so I just don't it's not that I hate straight people, it's that I don't relate to them. I don't relate to their problems. I feel like a lot of
They do have a lot of problems.
yeah, and I feel like straight relationships are just a lot of like
Yeah,
fighting is like the default, and
The
I feel like that's weird.
communication, I don't know, dude. Lesbians fight a lot.
Yeah,
I think so. They have the highest record of domestic violence, lesbians. But I also think
Oh,
that's
wow.
because of the socialization parts of it.
Oh wow.
Like men are socialized to never hit a woman.
Oh,
but
okay.
women,
But
it's a fair fight.
Are you sure it's not because like women think that like words are violence? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait,
didn't
I
mean
missed the punchline.
Words are violence. That's why it's like I didn't mean it. I could barely get it out without
There's
laughing.
so many
'cause
different. It's just like
I heard it and I was like, oh,
that
I don't
is
think I
so
heard it.
funny
That's funny.
that the cop comes and they have to register it as domestic violence. Even
was
she
just-
said
She
something really mean to me.
She said I looked ugly.
She called me a bitch. That's violence.
We don't use the B word in here.
She hung up on me earlier today. That's violence. Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
Yeah.
Just a misunderstanding
Yeah.
of what abuse is.
Yeah.
Like a straight woman knows real abuse. Like if a straight woman,
Oh, you
Saw-
are gonna get canceled for this. Keep going.
if a straight woman saw what lesbians think abuse is, she'd be like, "This is fake
I get hit
wrestling."
every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen my eyes?
Yeah. Oof, brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was okay.
All right,
even
pull
for
back,
me.
pull back.
Even for me.
Pull back.
Even for me.
Rein it in. Rein it in.
No, I think that's actually kind of interesting, though. Just like expectations around what a relationship should look like might
Yeah.
change.
I
when
mean,
you
I've
bring
also
in-
been in a relationship for like 11 years now.
Yeah.
We've both been different genders throughout. You know, I think I was talking about it last year I was here, but yeah, my fiance came out as non-binary like last year around March, I think, and I wasn't sure if they were okay with me talking about it, but now they're openly out.
Oh, great.
And it's like, yeah, and I
That's
was
actually a really interesting topic. If we can, I mean, I didn't really tell a story. I just said that I'm into
I thought that maybe
women who speak a lot of languages
Yeah.
and have mullets.
I was afraid that I was
In
cutting
that
off some
order.
kind of
And is the end of that story that you had sex?
No, actually, we didn't have sex. I am, maybe I'm like, I'm kind of being more thoughtful about who I'm having sex with because I'm scared. I have a lot of anxiety right now. And like,
about what? About sex?
just
or
like the
life?
internet and like
Oh,
being
okay.
a public person.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
So
about.
you mean anxiety in general, or like while you're having sex, you're having anxiety, or like while you're like
While we're having sex, I'm like, the numbers are terrible right now. The algorithm is so bad. You can't get me off right now.
yeah. And then
I mean,
she's
that
like,
is kind of-
actually, I can't do that. I can't do this.
That's
This
why I'm
is-
not having sex.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
My
not having
post
sex.
today is just my post today. Yeah, no, I'm just feeling like more protective of my peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like getting into emotional territory with someone and like really vulnerable territory, and that's what sex is.
Yeah.
Just feels scarier to me right now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
fame is kind of a trap. I don't like that people kind of lumped in rich and famous together. 'Cause
I would love to be
because
rich and not at all famous.
Because I am poor and famous. This is the worst of both worlds. Like
Yes,
the more
yes.
famous I get, the more I'm like I'll start telling people, please don't tell anyone about this. Please don't like.
Yes.
And then they'll think it's like, oh, are you? I'm like, no, I just don't know. It feels weird that so many people know who I am now, and I'm not even as famous as you, so I can only imagine. No, but I am anxious about sex. We can talk about that later. I felt like I
We
cut
can talk
off.
about it now.
I
But
felt like I
that's,
cut off
I
your
ended
sex
up just
story.
being like,
You have an eyelash, and I really want to get it off your eye.
okay. People are gonna jerk
This is
off. to
really
this.
vulnerable.
The mask for
I'm gonna
mask
look- I'm gonna-
eyelash.
I'm looking away. I'm not getting off on this, just to let anyone know.
See?
Can I blow it off your
Yeah.
finger?
Make a wish.
This is the kind of porn I'm into, by the
Yeah.
way. It's just like very,
This is actually lesbian porn.
That was lesbian.
Yeah.
I'm very into lesbian porn, just like
Yeah.
that. Like the story,
Well, this
not really.
Robin, we can grab stills from this and send them to you.
I feel like your listeners might be like, "Go tell the story," and I feel like I keep
No,
interrupting.
not at all. But basically, true story, I had a flight the next day and I was super anxious about that and just being well rested. This was a few days ago. I wanted to be well rested for my show tonight. I'm doing some new material tonight that I've only run 3 or 4 times. I really wanted it to be ready for this show. It's not, but I wanted it to be, and I thought I need to get a good night of sleep so I can be my best this week. You know, every night I need to get a good night of sleep. So I just was like also feeling the vulnerability, and I was just like, no. And I could tell she was kind of pissed.
Oh,
Because
wow.
we got into,
Really?
not like in a way that made me upset, but enough so that I was like, I don't think I've ever done this before.
Wow.
Like not had sex?
Yeah, like we got
yeah.
got real hot and heavy and had the strength to be like, this is not the best thing for me right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listener, I know you guys love my cats because you talk about them in the comments. That's how great they are, that people on the internet know how much I love them. And that's why I only give the best to my cats. And the best cat food is Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge. And it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality. My cats love Smalls way better than their previous cat food, and I know it's better for them because they have shinier fur, it's softer, they seem to be in better moods, and they're not puking as much. And the team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they'll refund you if your cat won't eat their food. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/gay and use promo code GAY at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code GAY for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code GAY for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
That's actually the default for me. When you were joking earlier about, anxiety during sex. By the way, I don't think I have had sex since I've ever done your show for like the past few years.
But sex for you, like I'm like the one way that I'm sort of like overly woke and liberal is I think everything's sex. Like anything that like feels like sex to you is sex.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't have, I guess, sex in the way that most people see it. I'm very anxious about sex. Like I was joking about this once on stage, but it's true. Like I was watching like Gen V or like some show, and a lot of shows have this where like two characters will get hot and heavy, and they would start taking off their clothes and having sex, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know how you have sex that fast. It takes me like 16 hours to have sex, where like I have to think about it the day before. I'm like, we're gonna have sex tomorrow, and I get like all like I'm going to war, and it's like I can't think about any, and like while I'm having sex, I'm just thinking about stuff. And then I do think that, I think I might have said this last time, where when I'm having sex, or when I used to, I just think this is gonna be a great memory to jack off to later, and I guess having sex is just a memory spank bank thing. Like I don't know, I feel like just having a body is gross. And and I think just even like, it's hard for me to even go outside. So for me to go outside and then like
is it like
into
a
somebody else or whatever,
cleanliness thing?
Yes, it's very, I'm a huge, I think I've talked about this many times on your show, right? I'm very germaphobe.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never come before and thought, I wish someone else was there to see that. I need an audience for this stuff. Every time I come, I'm like, thank God I'm by myself. And I enjoy masturbation. Yeah. I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, I'm so ashamed.
I don't want to be too like invasive, but do you guys do like mutual masturbation? Is that like
we used to do more of that stuff, but I just like, I don't know. I mean, we've been together for so long now that it's kind of like I just like to take care of myself, and I am addicted to porn. I think it's like I just like. Porn has gotten so good. We're talking about the golden age of TV.
I mean, I can't.
This is the golden age of porn.
That,
yeah. No, it's like, it's all H.
You really are a nun.
There is porn in 4K.
It's not good, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's porn in 4K now. There's like cinematography and
Okay, I'm not talking. I'm just saying the acting has never been good.
No, it's never been good.
I can't get into porn because the acting's bad. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
from
I won't even watch a regular movie if the acting's bad. I can't watch.
so it's a talent thing.
No, I just
You need
can't.
them to have talent.
No, not even talent.
You're
I
a
just need,
sapiosexual.
I know. I need to believe that they believe what's going on. Like it's too fake. I don't like fake anything.
Yeah.
And like the porn, it's just so fake.
I don't.
I can't buy into the world that they don't even buy into.
No, I don't. By the way, I don't jack off to the sex part.
No, I
jack,
know you.
I jack off to the
You're
foreplay.
You're a
and then
foreplay lady.
And then I to see if
Yeah,
they.
but the foreplay's not even realistic.
It is to me. I mean, I guess
Okay.
I pretend that everything is real. You know.
This is really funny, Irene. Especially
I need it
how
to be like
indignant
so.
you
I
are
mean,
about
like
it.
that's why I like like the fucking few good lesbian movies is because like the emotional connection is so real. And I'm like, just add more of that, and then they have sex. And that
Have
would
you
be
looked
nice.
at like things like Balessa's high quality porn?
No,
Do you know what I mean? Like where
no.
it's shot like super beautiful, like good
Again, it's not about the
cameras and-
camera quality. It's
No,
about
no,
the
hold
acting.
on. It's a little bit easier to get into
Okay.
if the rest of the production is good. Let's be real.
I could watch a Blair Witch Project porn if the acting was
If you were scared. If they made you feel like if you were frightened on their behalf. If you were like, what the fuck is
If
going to
I
happen?
could-
Oh my God, this is so good. You start jerking off. This is so good. How did I'm so immersed in this experience.
It's literally, I just cannot believe anything that's happening. in
Okay,
anything.
let me go a different direction then.
Yeah.
What about amateur porn, real couples?
No, even worse. Absolutely not.
What do you?
Because then I'm just like, do you have other hobbies? Why are you doing this?
You're the most Asian judgmental person about porn. Like you're not Asian like in most ways, but when it comes to the way you look at porn,
Yeah.
it's a very like
I'm like, do better.
disappoint. Yeah, do better.
Well, it's like you
You're
can't
not
be a
against them
you can't
having
be a
sex, it's like-
hobbyist.
Yeah.
No.
You're like no hobbyist.
No
you need to be
hobbyist.
making money doing
Yeah, yeah.
this, and if you are, it has to be high quality.
No, look, most of the acting
That is Asian because if your parents came and saw you at an open mic, no matter how good you were, they'd be like, "Well, it's an open mic." But then if they
Yeah.
saw you get at a paid, sold out show, they'd be like, "How much money are you making on?"
Literally, that is what my family does.
Can I say
They're
something?
like, how many people are at the show?
Yeah.
What was your split?
Yeah, exactly.
80?
Yeah.
That's a B minus,
Yeah.
Irene.
Like we want 100. We want 100% of the door
100%
plus
of the-
bar sales.
Yeah. The venue's like, what do we get out of this?
Nothing.
I am with Irene. Most of the acting is bad, but I'll tell you, like, one time, this is going to be a crazy thought that I really had. There was a porn scene. It was a lesbian porn scene. The acting was so good. It was my favorite. It was one of those porn scenes where I'm like, I can't wait to jack off to this, like, for the rest of my life. It was one of those, like, and then I looked up the porn scene, and it won, like, some, like year.
We gotta get this to Irene.
Porn, like, this,
It
like,
won like an
it's
Oscar.
like, it won like
an Oscar.
And you know why I thought I was so validated by my own.
It was actually everything everywhere all
No,
at once.
but this is how crazy it was. But this is how crazy I am. I saw that I just happened to like a scene that won an award. I was like, wow, Robin, your taste in things is so good. This is why you're a good comedian. Like I felt like that's why you're a good comedian.
Shut up.
It's because you know good art. It's like
Good
it's
taste.
Like, yeah, I
That
have good
actually makes
taste.
me feel better because I'm like, you know what? I have really good taste in art that I can't even enjoy porn.
Yeah.
My palate is so refined, I can't do it.
I really
right. It's like fast food. professional
I
stuff.
really buy the reluctance. No, I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about lesbian porn. There's a whole category called reluctant.
What's reluctant? Like they don't want to do it?
do it?
Well, they're just like, I don't know. I've never done this before.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
What do you like, dude?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of emotional uncertainty.
Emotional uncertainty.
You're into insecurities?
No, just like
Will they, won't they?
yeah, will they, won't they? You know,
Yeah, I'm
like
into
in a
that, but that's-
classic movie where you're like, oh, are these two gonna get together? And
You
it's like
want
3
Ross
hours
and
later.
Rachel.
Sure, which I never watched Friends like that, so I wouldn't really know, but I think I know the reference.
I mean,
But
talk
yeah.
about edging. That show
Yeah, like they did that the
really,
whole-
really
yeah.
dragged that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
You
that's
guys
what
would
I
probably
like.
love it. But do you want it to be lesbian or can it be?
I want it to be lesbian, but I don't want it to be like what lesbian porn is right now,
Right,
which
right,
is
right.
so unrealistic.
Right.
And it's like a lot of like weird sounds.
Listener, if you're in the porn industry, we need this porn for Irene We need a very realistic. It doesn't have to be a high budget shoot.
Really doesn't.
Just get the best actors that you can possibly find.
Maybe like an Oscar winner or something.
An Oscar. Get Jennifer Lawrence. Is it okay
I do
she's
like
not
Jennifer
gay?
Lawrence. Yeah, I don't care if they're not gay.
Just as long as they're convincingly gay on camera.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's all of Hollywood.
Which is not a woke thing for me to say.
No, but that's what Hollywood is doing.
Yeah.
So I think we can find someone with experience.
I don't think I've said one woke thing in this entire podcast.
No, not me neither. I did a domestic violence joke.
I did one too.
I don't know if I did one, but I said other things.
But you laughed.
But I was here for it.
I didn't push back hard enough.
No, that's right.
That might be the only thing I cut from the episode. But yeah, I just with this girl, I just didn't have sex with her, and I was kind of proud of myself.
I'm proud of you.
I put my needs first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like hooked up with someone who I don't usually hook up with, which is always a fun experience to widen your.
How often do you hook up with people?
Not very often. The past year has been so dry. To be fair, I've been incredibly anxious. Like I have PTSD from the whole thing that happened.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like it's been hard
Yeah.
to not be anxious and enjoy
Yeah.
the things that I usually enjoy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Are you okay from that? Like, have you?
I'm
talked to
actually really not. And I think I'm
You talked to a therapist about this stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
But it's really up and down. Like I'll feel okay and then I'll have, and I hate that I'm saying this, but I'll have a trigger.
Yeah.
And and because work is my trigger,
Yeah.
it's making work really difficult.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. That's why I'm going around telling people that I'm going to sell insurance.
Yeah, you were doing that to me last night, and I was like, okay.
Is she all right? But no one believes in my insurance dream.
I mean, I don't.
What is your insurance stream?
I'm thinking about selling insurance, like corporate insurance.
Oh, are you being serious?
Yeah, putting comedy.
Yeah, we don't believe this.
Oh, okay.
No one is supporting me.
Well, it's because you're a comedian.
It's because you're so talented.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
like
that's really. Is that what I have to do to get people to tell me I'm talented?
Yeah.
I have to
Yes.
tell them I'm going to quit and sell insurance?
Yeah, and we're
that's
like,
really
no,
nice.
No, because I
We
used
don't
to like.
want that for you.
Because,
No
you're-
one wants that for you.
Yeah, no one
No,
wants it
a
for you.
lot of people want it for me, though.
No,
No,
but no,
nobody wants
the
that for
people
you.
who love you do not want that for you.
Yeah.
No, because I used to like, when I was a guy, quote unquote a guy, and I was with my fiance.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
I love you so much,
I love
Robin.
you too. Yeah, but
Because you make being trans so accessible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You make it so that straight people are not going to be afraid to talk to you about it.
Yeah, I don't really
Because no one knows the technical. There are like my mom wouldn't know what to say. Oh, how do I refer to Robin's time
Well,
before she transitioned?
Here's the thing though. I actually read somebody.
But you
said
just
this
put it
to me.
out there. You're just like, when I was a guy. I love that.
Well, when somebody was talking about how like the East and the West look at gender kind of differently, and I forgot what they said exactly, but I saw it kind of the same way, which is that I don't see like Robert as someone who died. I feel like I'm Robert and I'm Robin. My email is Robert. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see it as a separate
You
entity.
celebrate the full ends of the transition,
also,
which
like,
I think is really
Well,
cool.
because of Robert, if I hate Robert, then I hate myself. You can't really accept yourself.
Well,
if
what
you
I
don't.
think is interesting and what I kind of love about the trans experience, and I'm just going to say this, even though I don't know what the cool thing to say is, like, you are a fundamentally different type of woman than me and Irene because of your experience being perceived as a man.
As being a double
and
agent,
that
right?
gives you that gives you the benefits and
Yes.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
And we have different benefits and weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's something so incredible about embracing that. And I understand that comes with people misgendering you. It comes with trauma. It comes with, But the amazing thing I think about being gay is like all of it. Like the good, the bad, the ugly, the better sex, the mullets, all of it.
But I have a lot of internalized, like I'm not being a man enough, and I'm kind of traumatized from some of that. Like when I was dating, and it was before it was me as a guy, and Siege was Kate, and Kate is a girl, and everyone was saying, "Oh, you should get a job because Kate's gonna leave you," because that's what women do when a guy doesn't have any money, right? And so I would always be like, "Hey, babe, do you want me to get a job at like a Starbucks and make some money?" And she would be the one that went, "No, do not sell insurance or get a job at Starbucks. You are a comedian." She was the one, they now were the ones that believed in me when no one else did. And so I think the way we feel about you wanting to sell insurance was the same way that my partner, when I want to be, hey, I filled an application for like McDonald's today. It's like, you need to be a comedian. You were just a comedian. So that's what I'm telling you. It's like,
That's really sweet.
how old are you?
I'm 36.
You're 36.
Yeah, but I look really good.
I'm almost 30.
do, yeah.
You look great for
Thank you.
I turned 38 in a few days, and I am
Happy birthday.
I'm nowhere.
Happy birthday.
I'm nowhere. Oh, thank you. I'm nowhere close to either of your careers, and yours, and it's because first of all I'm bad at the optics. I like will straight out go on Instagram and be like, I have no money. Like I'm really bad at like I'm maybe the worst business person like in the world.
I'm a pretty good
You
business
were
person.
also on that show with David Letterman, though.
I know, and it got me nothing.
No, those things, that's the way this fucking industry works. It doesn't get you anything but the optics.
Yeah.
And you just play that and you use the
I did
little,
that for 3 months after I did Letterman. I didn't get a phone call from my managers or agents.
Well,
and I
that's
thought-
on them.
and
That's
I thought,
on them.
I thought that they were mad at me or something, and it was just like, no, they were busy with other things, But also, like you're talking about it's like I'm so bad at making money. I've never been good at it. I might be the worst at making money than anyone I know. Like I have like I'm never been happier with my comedy, my stand up. This is the best I've ever been by far. And
By far is
and
a
I still
Vietnamese friend of mine.
Yeah. It's very good.
Classic callback.
Write that down. Write that down. But it's like, my Netflix is a joke. I was going to do a solo show, and like they canceled it 2 months before because it was low ticket sales. And it's like I can
2 months.
I know it was crazy. And then like I did a show in LA where I sold out the first show, which is like 75 seats, and they added a second show, and I'm like, are you guys sure you want to add a second show? Second show had 5 people in it. I did my new hour for 5 people. I killed because I'm a genius, right? But I'm bad at the other part. And I do worry sometimes, like, am I ever going to be able to make any real fucking money? Because, like, as much as I love my comedy, as much as I'm really into, like, I like myself now, until like 3 days ago, I had $236 in my bank account. So, like, wherever you think that you are in show business where you're like, I don't know if I'm far enough or whatever, just remember that Robin Tran had $236, got a show. Like, I shouldn't even be saying this on the air, but I don't know how to get people.
Continue to do it.
And I
continue to lean into the bad optics.
But I am bad at it, and I'm like, so I don't know. I'm
Okay,
just
but
saying,
Robin, that's not a permanent thing. Like,
No, you can. You know
can
what's
get
crazy
better at that.
is when I started doing social media, and I still consider myself bad at social media.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
But you learn how to get better the same way your cup has, the talent analogy that your cup has so much liquid in it.
Yeah.
That's your that's your talent, but you can add liquid in hard work, you
Yeah.
know? And of course, you have to add more if you're not talented at the thing, but you can always
trying.
continue to
I'm
add
trying.
more to your cup.
My goal this year is to shoot a special because I finally got my hour ready. I had 6 shows in San Francisco, and my 3rd show, I'm like, this is my hour. And I got it on tape, and I wanted to send it out. I want to get merch, which I've always wanted merch. I have an idea for merch already, and I've had this idea for 5 or 6 years, and I'm finally just reaching out about it. It's like, those Chinese fans, and there's a picture of me on it, and it's just Robin Tran fans. I think these would sell
That's funny.
like hotcakes
That's
because
funny.
I've had the idea for 6 years now.
I've
And I
had
have
this idea for gay sex towels that I still haven't done.
Oh, that's
and I
funny.
gotta
Yeah?
fucking
Yeah.
do gay sex towels.
What's the idea?
It's a
Gay
towel
sex.
that says we're having gay
Oh,
sex. on it.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
And isn't it ironic because I don't have any
I wouldn't
sex
buy
at
it
all?
because I'm too Chinese to buy that. But I'll take one for free for doing the pod.
Take One is a friend of
Take
mine.
one as a friend. More. More of this. I'm just saying, I don't know how much you're going to, but just, you can leave the parts in where I am.
Well, I don't have
self-deprecating.
$236 in my bank account. That's
Yeah.
for fucking sure.
I'm
I think
So
this
mean.
podcast studio costs more than that, possibly.
yeah. I was on the phone with Chase Bank a couple of days ago
You
because,
guys are being so nice. Thank you.
but sometimes like,
Sorry about my stupidity.
No.
No.
I'm trying to say this stuff. You've given me an opportunity. To help you feel better, but I've always wanted to just have an excuse to say this stuff publicly. Is like 2 days ago, I got paid for the Hannah Gatsby show. I need this money desperately because I have $236. You know what's real? Because $236 is a weird
Someone
number.
just
to make
Venmo
up.
Robin, please.
No. But
Can we pull up Robin's
But-
Venmo
but
and
here's
put it
the
on
thing,
the fucking?
but-
Yeah, put it on the screensaver.
Yeah,
No.
we need
slide.
Robin's Venmo, please.
but here's what happened. I got paid very good money for this show.
Is it Robert Tran 04? Your Venmo?
It's Robin Trans 04, but thank you.
Yeah.
No, but my email
But
is
the
Robin
email,
Trans
okay,
04.
that wasn't on you. That
No.
was because you did say the email thing.
My
No,
email
I
is-
know Robin's
Yeah.
email.
Yeah. No,
I
but-
always feel weird.
No.
I actually feel like I'm committing a hate crime.
No.
every time I
But
email
it's
you.
good that you
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
that up because sometimes they write my check as Robin Tran, sometimes it's Robert Tran, and Chase usually accepts either. But sometimes because I have so little money, and then I get a check for not even a lot of money, but they look at it and they goes, this poor person cannot possibly have made this much money. We're gonna put this on hold for 7 days, 7 business
What?
days, and so now I have to call Chase and just cry like, can I have my money? Like
That's
this is
crazy.
my
That's
money.
insane that you can be so poor they
They
won't
don't
give
believe you
Yeah, that's
that
insane.
you make. So like now you feel so ashamed because you're so poor that whenever I make money
That's
now,
so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I'm like trying to prove to them like I'm not a deadbeat. You know, like please Chase. Like I'm like hat in hand. Like please. And so it's like
Let
this
me cash my own check.
This is it's
so crazy.
humiliating because I've just never been good at making money. This has been like my whole thing, my whole life. So yeah. So don't. I'm saying you're doing great.
Yeah.
I know emotionally you're a wreck.
I just have to get
but-
through this period. I have to ask you if you've had gay sex this week legally, or the people will be mad at me.
Well, as a nun, no, I have not had gay sex this week.
Are you dating?
No, I'm a nun.
Are you purposefully not dating?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah, if I'm not in a relationship with someone, I'm not dating.
how
So
do you get into the relationship?
Yeah. How do you do that?
If it happens, if I meet someone, and I'm like, oh, I like this person or whatever, then it kind of
You do the
organically-
IRL. You're not on the apps.
Yeah.
and-
I've like tried it or whatever, but it's just really not for me. You know,
I don't like
you
it
know,
either.
It's like how you're not supposed to sell insurance. It's just like I know it's not for me.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna wait for it to happen in real life, and in the meantime, I'm just working
But
on
guys,
my career.
what if I'm so good at it?
We know you're not.
Yeah.
There's no way you can be better at selling insurance than you are at comedy.
By the way, Irene, the way that you're looking at relationships is the way like old Asian parents look at it, where it's like you cannot have a girlfriend, and then one day it's like, why aren't you married? I'm like, you just said I'm not allowed to date at all.
No. My thing is, I'm like, I don't want to waste my time dating people I know is not going to be like the person that I want to be with. Like
I
forever.
agree.
Are you
agree.
like so you're like a monogamist? You're not. Into
I just
the
said
Yeah.
I
stuff?
agree, and I'm in an open relationship where I have sex randomly. And,
No, I'm a monogamist. I'm a very traditional in
Yeah.
relationship terms. I'm just gay.
Well, kind of
Yeah.
going back to your question,
yeah.
I think you asked me how many people I think in the past year I've hooked up with under 5 people other than my
okay.
girlfriend. I mean, it's really I have this like reputation because of this
Because of
podcast.
podcast. Yeah.
And the reality is, I go back into the memory bank. You know, I had a real slutty period.
Yeah.
You know, where
And so-
I did a lot. I was prolific.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
you
still
have-
pulling stories from that period
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
But then you go back into the memory bank of like, you know, or little stories like this. Like I didn't have sex with that girl, but you know, we messed around.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
memory bank to tell stories on this podcast?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, I'm so into like I'm so.
No,
addicted
it's
to-
not about your joke again, Robin.
I was like, oh, okay. Are we talking about this now? No, this is a conversation I get into. You know.
Into is one of my closest. Sorry, now I'm gonna do that on stage by accident. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" All right. Well, I think we did a podcast. Don't you?
think
Does
we
it
did.
feel like we did a podcast?
Yeah.
Thank you for being so cool about my vulnerability.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate. I'm just like.
Yeah, I plan to talk about my mom being dead for like an hour, and I didn't even.
Oh my
get
God,
to
I'm
really
sorry.
bring it
Yeah,
up.
I'm so
We
sorry.
didn't get to
No,
oh,
no, no,
I
I
brought
didn't
up my
bring it-
dead father as
Yeah,
well.
you did. No.
Yeah.
No, but I don't
lost
know.
my dad when I was 11.
Should I
I'm
talk
sorry
about
to
my
hear that.
alive parents?
No, I.
Please, I need a dad.
No.
She needs a mom. But thank you so much to Jen and to Lucas for filling up the screen. Thank you to the screensaver
For saving the screen?
for saying. So stupid. so.
Save Screen is the name of.
I almost did saving.
I was like looking at you. Like, are you gonna do it? I guess I'll do it.
Robin, what do you want to plug?
Yeah, so September 27th, I will be in Portland. I think it's called the Winning Stad Theater. If you go on RobinTran04 on Instagram, I have a link tree with all my... I cannot afford a website. I was actually going to look into getting one, and I can't afford it yet. So RobinTran04 on Instagram.
I'm going to buy you a website.
Oh, it's okay.
No.
It's really not that expensive.
I really insist that my company hosts your website.
Okay.
It can be ashleyGavin.com/RobinTran.
Please,
yes. Oh my God. And then we'll have a Robert Tran one, and it'll just be like a skull emoji.
I do have.
Wait, that's funny.
I do have Robert Tran comedy clips, and they're not bad.
That's funny.
I do have some Robert Tran stand-up clips.
That's really funny.
I should have a dead name site.
A dead name site? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I should do that.
You should.
Wait, that's
do that.
really good.
Oh, I should. Yes, this is a great idea.
Wait, I'm actually gonna open it. I'm gonna go home on my Squarespace.
I'm gonna contribute to this fund.
Yeah. Well, if we do it as ashleyGavin.com/RobinTran, it actually won't cost anything.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Cool with that?
Yes. Please don't be kidding. You know, lesbians are always kidding.
No, they actually are never kidding. I am deadly serious.
JK, unless, yeah.
Do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, you can come see me on tour. It's going to be IreneTu.com. Unfortunately, my website is not hosted by Ashley Gavin. All my tour dates are on there. Come see me live and bring your friends who like comedy, not the annoying ones.
Yeah, no annoying ones. And you guys know my thing, you pieces of shit. Patreon.com/WHGS. It makes this possible, okay? We can't pay people without it. We can't get Robin Tran's website up unless you go to patreon.com/WHGS and donate $1. Please, and thank you. Thank you for if you're already doing it. Thank you for listening. What an episode. Am I right? I'm going to be honest, listener. I don't know which episode this is going on, but I am quite proud of the work that I've done recently. And if you like the work, consider giving us $1. I know it sounds fake, but we can't do it without the Patreon. I don't know how to tell you that this is real. It's real that we need the $1. And if everyone did it, I could shut the fuck up about it. Do you hear me? Give me $1 so I don't have to yell like Jerry Seinfeld. Give me $1. What's the deal with you not giving me your $1? I'll text you when I tour your city, ashleyGavin.com, or click the link in one of my Instagram bio or my TikTok bio. Alex, do you have a gay thought?
Here's what I'll do. I'll look up gay news.
Yes, please look up gay news. Thank you, Alex.
I'll give you something to comment on.
See, this is why we need to pay Alex more. By donating to the Patreon, you support his creativity.
From
his peace of mind.
From bachelor to father, Colton Underwood is expecting a baby with his husband.
Oh, no. Okay, people have problems with Colton Underwood.
Really?
Yeah, there was a stalking thing. I don't super want to get into that, but Colton Underwood's expecting a baby?
I guess so.
Does it say anything about, like, surrogacy or adoption or the sperm donor? I know that's super private information, but...
Let's see.
I love that this is gay news.
It's on NBC has a special
Honestly,
gay
look how
section.
far we've come.
Yeah.
Because if you Googled gay news, like 30 years ago, it'd just be like who they think is gay. And it'd be like, but now we have a freaking ex-bachelor, like, having a baby? That's crazy.
Underwood was told early on that his active sperm count was low, so he worked with doctors to determine a plan of action. They got a surrogate.
But it's his sperm.
They weren't looking for any specific physical attributes. He said, no, his sperm count was low.
That's such a lie. That is such a lie. We weren't looking for any specific physical attributes.
He said they were in search of personality traits.
Shut the fuck up, Colton Underwood, former football player, former bachelor, you piece of shit.
Underwood told Men's Health, we quote unquote, we want somebody deep and cool.
They didn't ask me.
Yeah, take Ashley's sperm, listener.
I thought that was for the egg.
Maybe.
Well, they need the egg. Alex, they definitely.
Yeah, it's an egg. Damn.
That's it.
Well, that says everything, listener.